What up, though? And welcome to Rio's Reactions. Man, I'm pretty fucking high, so I don't even know if I said that on my last Wu-Tang intro. But anyways, yo, like I said before, I was hip hopped out after last weekend seeing DJ Premier House Shoes, but I'm back on it right now, and I'm in a Wu-Tang mode because the boy Shaq. I watched one of his reactions actually to this song, and I stopped it short so I wouldn't fucking be like, sometimes when you watch shit, your fucking ideas like they like cross stream and shit, and you be like that influences the shit you think of saying. I don't like to do that. Like so, I don't watch a lot of reactions to videos that I'm gonna do. But anyways, I saw this one, and me and him is totally fucking different, so it don't matter. So I was like, I was watching it and shit because I wasn't gonna react to this song, and and the things that he talked about was good, but I felt like he was missing a lot of shit because he mad young, right? And like Raekwon was rattling off his gear, like his clothes, and Shaq didn't comment on it. And I was like, if he was of that time, he definitely would have made mention of the shit that he was talking about. Cause Ray talk about a lot of low, and when you hear a New York nigga say low, he mean polo, So and Ray was heavy into that shit, still is, And low life is a whole fucking different, a whole thing. They was a gang. Like my nigga Big Vic the Barbarian, aka Thurston Howell the Third. Like watch his shit. You learn about the low life. Rudy Lowe just did some shit on Flip the Script. Anyways, let's jump into this. So this is fucking Wu-Tang Clan off the 36 Chambers album. This is Cream. And this shit, like, besides for the beat just being so fucking dark and eerie, like, especially at that time period, like, I don't know if this was, like, the beginning of the golden age of golden era of hip-hop. But shit was mad light and poppy and fucking bouncy and shit like that when this shit came out. So when this shit hit, it was like somebody just threw some shit, just threw something like pour some cayenne pepper in your lemonade or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just mad different. So here we go. Wu-Tang Clan, Cream, cash, bruise, everything around me. Cream, get the money. Let's go.
The New York Times side, staying alive was no job. Had second hands, moms bounced on old man. So then we moved to Shaolin Land.
Shaolin Land. We're gonna do some translations in here. One thing about the Wu that turned a lot of niggas off, they couldn't fuck with the slang. The slang was too ill for them. It was too slick. Like I had to sit down with my cousin Naruto one time and get a fucking Wu slang tutorial. Like, we was pausing the purple tape, nigga, like every other line. I was like, what the fuck is this nigga saying, yo? Like, what is that? So this nigga said, mom's bounced on old man. So obviously, as you can see, there was some domestic violence issues going on in the crib. So his mom, being a strong black woman and shit, said, I'm gonna fuck up out of here, nigga. And she bounced and she moved to Shaolin Land, which is fucking Staten Island, if you know anything about the Wu. So that's just a quick one.
You're rocking the go-to, low goose. Only way I begin to G-York was drug loot.
Let's peep that right quick. As a youth, rocking the gold tooth. Oops, let me move my fucking face. Rocking the gold tooth. Wearing the low goose. So, niggas probably heard of triple fat gooses. Triple fat gooses was cheap, right? Polo gooses and other forms of gooses was way more expensive than triple fat gooses. Triple fat gooses they was like long trench coats and shit. That shit was whack. I never had no shit like that. But what this nigga talking about is a polo goose jacket. So if you know anything about New York City in the motherfucking 80s, if you was a young person, black, Puerto Rican, wearing polo, that was your motherfucking ass, yo. You had to be a real motherfucking gangster to wear this shit. Niggas was killing niggas over shit, dog. But anyway, so that's what, let's break down that. wearing a low goose, rocking a gold tooth, wearing a low goose.
A young youth, you're rocking the go-to, low goose. Only way I begin to G-York was drug loot. And let's start it like this, son. Rolling with this one and that one, pulling out gats for fun. But it was just a dream for the team who was a fiend. Started smoking wools at 16.
All right. So the nigga said, basically him and his moms had bounced to Shaolin. They living there. Hard fucking life in the projects. Only way I began to G off, make money, was drug loot. So he had to sell drugs to make money at a young age. So he talk about smoking woos at 16. That's crazy, yo. So what a wooly is basically weed and cocaine. Now, I think it started off at just weed and cocaine. In LA, they was smoking weed and sherm, bugging the fuck out off that shit. That's when you see niggas running down the middle of the street butt ass naked. If you don't believe me, watch Colors in a scene with Damon Wayans when that nigga got the rabbit ears on. But anyways, so this shit is mad descriptive, son. So he just, the nigga 16. He been in the streets now. He's selling crack because they broke as a motherfucker. And now he's smoking fucking weed with cocaine in it, and probably in this time crack.
That's for fun, but it was just a dream for the team who was a fiend. Started smoking wools at 16 and running up in gates and doing hits for high stakes, making my way on 5 skates. No question, I was speed for cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed.
So now he addicted. That nigga say I was fiend for cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. So at a young age, he already addicted. Now, I'm starting to see more and more in the LA gang shit. They talking about niggas coming, in New York City in the fucking 90s, that blood Latin King shit. A lot of the Latin Kings was coming in there fucking addicted to drugs. So it's interesting, right?
Action weed, the combination made my eyes bleed. No question, I would flow off and try to get the dough off. Sticking up right boys on board. My life got no better. Same damn low sweater. Times is rough and tough like leather.
Alright, so he addicted to fucking weed and cocaine. So now he say I'll flow off and go get the dough off. So meaning like he just always dipping out going to fucking hit a lick. Like he's starting to rob niggas to keep up the money for the drug habit. Then nigga said something about white boys. So basically they sticking up every white boy they see moving.
Up in gates and doing hits for high stakes, making my way on 5 skates. No question, I was speed for cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. No question, I would flow off and try to get the dough off. Sticking up right boys on board. My life got no better. Same damn low sweater.
Okay, so like I said before, he's doing robberies and shit like that to get the money going to keep the addiction, right? And he said, so basically he's come to a stalemate in his motherfucking life, yo. Like Big say, never get high off your own supply. I think that was rule number 4. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so at one point, remember, he was G'ing off with drug loot, right? So he was slinging, he was making money. He started smoking woolies at 16. The combination made his eyes bleed. And now he fucking strung up off that shit. And now the nigga saying I got on the same damn low sweater. So like the same shit he was wearing when he was 16, when he was making money when he first started smoking this shit. Same damn low sweater. Times is rough and tough like leather. Meaning that shit didn't went left in the last couple years or so, yo. Maybe the last couple months at that time, but you know what I'm saying? Like nigga was on the track to become Tony Montana. Now this motherfucker Pookie. Actually, I should have said nigga on the track to become Nino Brown. Now this motherfucker Pookie. So that's some ill shit. I wonder if Ray really was smoking. Oh, that was dumb as fuck. He really was smoking like that. He really was smoking that shit. But I mean, I really wonder if he was really a fucking basshead.
My life got no better. Same damn low sweater. Times is rough and tough like leather. Figured out I went the wrong route. So I got with a sick tight click and went all out. Catching keys from cross seas, rolling an MP.
Okay. Rolling in MPVs. DJ Premier made this famous. Actually, He barely made it famous nationally because he always either talked about it, and I think they would have it in videos, songs, whatever. But the MPV Preem was known to that was like his signature whip back then, and I guess the nigga had so much fucking thump in this shit. Like you can hear this nigga coming from like miles away, as LL would say. So that's an ill image right there of an MPV for you young niggas who ain't never seen one.
Catching keys from cross seas, rolling in MPVs every week. We make 40 G's. Yo, brothers, respect mine. I ain't gonna take now. Bow, move from the gate now. Cash rules everything around me.
Yeah, with a sick tight clip and went all out. Yeah, with his niggas, they got him on the right path, and they became a crew.
It's been 22 long, hard years. I'm still struggling. Survival got me bugging, but I'm alive on arrival. I peep at the shape of the streets to stay awake to the ways of the world. Deep, a man with a dream with plans to make cream was fair. I went to jail at the age of 15, a young buck selling drugs and stuff who never had much, trying to get a clutch of what I could not touch. The court lady so now I face incarceration. Mason, no one upstates my destination. Handcuffed in back of a bus, 40 of us. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. But as the world turned, I learned life is hell. Living in the world no different from a cell. Every day I escape from takes, giving chase, selling bass, smoking bones in the staircase. Though I don't know why I chose to smoke cess. I guess that's the time when I'm not depressed, but I'm still.
Man, he telling that project life story, yo. Everything this nigga's saying is so fucking vivid and on point, yo. Like if you meet a young nigga from the projects, like they life is like it's over at like 10th grade. Like this nigga said, just smoking bones and drinking 40s in the staircase. And that's like people be like, school's so fucking boring to them that they had to be out of school so bad that they just started skipping school, dropping out, fucking up, all that kind of shit. And this is the end results. You drop out at 16. By the time you're 20, you done did all the so-called fun shit you thought you was missing out on, and now your ass just stuck hanging around the motherfucking projects, sitting around the staircases, smoking weed and drinking 40s and shit like that. So that shit ain't all what it's cut up to be. And he gave that vivid ass description about like basically going to a youth authority, going to jail as an adolescent, not as an adult, showing them niggas on a bus. Like when you watch a lot of the old OGs in the gang videos, like they all, not all of them, but it come up so often that you know this shit just had to be mad traumatic for niggas back then. And but it's just, you know, it's part of the process.
A man with a dream with plans to make cream was fair. I went to jail at the age of 15, a young buck selling drugs and stuff who never had much, trying to get a clutch of what I could not touch.
Basically saying I had to sell drugs.
No one upstates my destination. Handcuffed in back of a bus, 40 of us. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. But as the world turned, I learned life is hell. Living in the world no different from a cell. Every day I.
That's kind of dope how they got them, you know, they showing the niggas on the bus going through that shit at age of 15, like he said, and they got him at this time period basically reflecting, looking at himself as a little nigga, like, damn, I had to go through that shit. That shit's kind of hard. I never paid attention to that shit before. So that's him.
Handcuffed in back of a bus, 40 of us. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. But as the world turned, I learned life is hell. Living in the world no different from a cell. Every day I escape from takes, giving chase, selling bass, smoking bones in the staircase. Though I don't know.
That nigga say living in the world no different than a cell, yo. Because that's how fucking black people, especially in the inner city, like in that fucking grimy, like, project world, that's how they be feeling, yo. And that's how that shit look. Like, nigga, if you go to New York City, and you go to Harlem, and you see them fucking projects, nigga, that shit is fucking claustrophobic as fuck, yo. Like, I can see what he's saying. And if you look at that imagery, like when they doing the fucking, the drone shit in the Wu-Tang documentary, and they flying over fucking Park Hill projects and all that shit, that shit look fucked up, nigga. That nigga say living in a world no different than a cell. Like the black man, you know, institutionalized racism and shit like that, police fucking with you all the time. He basically already telling you, I gotta sell drugs. I have to sell drugs. I don't want to sell drugs, niggas. I have to sell that shit. Got the Jakes chasing him every day, running up in a staircase, like, or up the fire escape, he say. Like, this shit is fucking mad vivid. And Deck a old nigga. So he might have been like mid-20s by now. And he already did a bit, you know. So, like, this nigga is worldly. You know what I'm saying? This nigga is wise.
Smoke cess. I guess that's the time when I'm not depressed, but I'm still depressed. And I ask, what's your work? Ready to give up, so I seek the old earth. Who explain working hard may help you maintain. To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain. You got stick up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks and straight shots. All in the block that stays hot. Leave it up to me while I be living proof. To kick the truth to the young black youth. When shorties running wild, smoking cess, drink.
God damn, Deck. This should have won an award or some shit. Like, this is poetry, yo. Like, he talking about being frustrated. Like I was saying, like, you drop out of high school, you think shit lit. Then fucking 4 years later, you like, damn, I ain't got no fucking money. I gotta ask my mama when I'm hungry if I can get something to eat. I'm still living at the crib, sitting around in the staircase. So the nigga in the staircase and his fucking moms walked by, and nigga said I had a conversation with the old earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she told him, nigga, you know, it's all about working hard and all this shit. And he like, fuck all that. I ain't about to work no minimum wage. Niggas out here driving Benzes, yo. This shit is deep.
What's your work? Ready to give up, so I seek the old earth. Who explain working hard may help you maintain. To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain. You got stick up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks and straight shots. All in the block that stays hot. Leave it up.
So you got all that on one motherfucking block is what this nigga saying. That's how the streets was in New York back then. All over, really. But back then, it was seeming like to be more intense because that shit was so more confined. You got stick-up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks. So you a crack dealer with the crack rocks. So the crack rocks. So you got the dealer and the fiend. You got stick-up kids. So the crack dealer got to worry about the motherfucking stick-up kids and the corrupt cops. Because the more you learn about the fucking crack era, the more you learn how influential was the police were. Like my nigga, it's a documentary, a Troy Reed joint. Something Davis, I'll think of it. But anyways, this nigga was like 16 years old. The fucking D's roll up on this nigga, stick a pack in his hand like, nigga, you work for us. He's like, nigga, I don't even sell crack. Nah, you do, nigga. So shit like that, this shit. So he's saying like you got to contend with all that shit in addition to being a poor black man with no education and can't get a job.
Working hard may help you maintain. To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain. You got stick up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks and straight shots. All in the block that stays hot.
And straight shots.
While I be living proof. To kick the truth to the young black youth. When shorties running wild, smoking cess, drinking beer.
I just can't let that go by. So he's saying with all that shit you got going on the block, I missed the straight shots too, because you got the stick up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks, and niggas gonna be lighting that motherfucker off constantly. But that nigga say, leave it up to me to kick the truth to the young black youth. I'm paraphrasing that because I think I missed a word or two in there. So he basically said, like, he looked at the whole situation, so all fucked up with us. Like, man, it's up to us to change this shit. Like, we got to educate the young niggas, like, get them on the straight and narrow, because our shit was fucked up, you know? So he taking it on himself to kick the truth to the young black youth. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's a poor righteous teacher, either song or line. But anyways, I ain't gonna fuck with that on that.
You got stick up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks and straight shots. All in the block that stays hot. Leave it up to me while I be living proof. To kick the truth to the young black youth. When shorties running wild, smoking cess, drinking beer. And ain't trying to hear what I'm kicking in his ear. Neglected for now, but yo, it got to be accepted. The what? The life is hectic. Cash rules everything around.
Forgot about this picture right here, boy.
Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill,
gotta be the center of attention.
Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money.
He was the icing on the cake, though. Alright, that was a long ass video because I stopped way too fucking much talking about Raekwon shit. But anyways, that shit was deep, yo. Cream, Wu-Tang Clan. Come on.